Hey guys, Liz here again, and welcome to day 4. This is for those who are just tuning in for the very first time. Oh, excuse me. This is day 4 of my holiday-inspired 12 Days of Self-Care Challenge. It's inspired by the Christmas song, 12 Days of Christmas. So yes, there will be some singing involved, but today I'm going to do some things differently. But for the next 12 days, every day, I'll be doing these Facebook Lives and sharing self-care tips. You should know that I really am not a big believer in New Year's resolutions. I know this is the time of year where everybody says, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to commit to for next year and so on and so forth. The reason, to me, they're kind of like diets in that there's too much pressure. We get all excited. We start with a big bang and then we don't finish. It's not sustainable. So what I really believe is more effective and more sustainable are little tweaks, little things that we can practice over, say, 30 days. They say it takes 30 days to develop for a habit to become part of your lifestyle. And so, give yourself 30 days and try to work in little lifestyle changes, a little bit more of this, a little bit less of that. That is more sustainable to get the results you want over the long term. So this self-care challenge is chock full of different tips and inspirations and information that you can use to make those little adjustments to take better care of yourself going into the next year and beyond. So with that as sort of an introduction, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm not going to lead off with the song today. I'm going to close with the song today. But today, day 4, just to kind of recap, day 1 was all about the foundational stuff, taking care of our physical health and making sure that we are creating safe, warm, and comfortable spaces so we can be healthy from the inside. And I shared my journey towards becoming a better patient with everybody. So that was day 1, foundation. Day 2 was represented by 2 scented candles, and what that was about was tapping into the power of aromatherapy and similar pursuits to stimulate our limbic system in a positive way. And that's the system that controls our emotions. And you do that by stimulating your senses, your 5 senses in positive ways on a regular basis. Yesterday, day 3, was about 3 Kindle downloads, and I shared reading list and a watch list and feeding your mind, because, we are what we eat. So we need to feed our minds as carefully as we feed our bodies, if not more so, right? So that's what we've been talking about the last 3 days. So today is day 4. And today it's all about 4 yoga classes. So what do I mean by that? And you're probably saying, Liz, yeah, yoga's not my thing, whatever. It's kind of touchy-feely, whatever. But here's the thing. Yoga, and I mean this in a literal sense, but I also mean it in a figurative sense. Today, I picked yoga because it represents taking care of our physical fitness. Right? Yoga, I love yoga because the older I get, even 100 years ago when I was an athlete in high school and college, I hated running. I did. I still do, although I do jump on the treadmill every now and then. What's great about yoga is it's about strengthening, it's about balance, it's about breathing. It's a great entry to mindfulness and meditation. And there's a spiritual component, but it's not religious unless you want it to be, and that's fine. But there's a spiritual kind of component that's associated with the meditative side of it because of the cultural origins and the historical origins of yoga. But what I like about it is that it's a great way to engage in physical activity. It's low impact in terms of aerobics, but you get a good aerobic workout. You work your core, which is your muscles in the center of your body, your stomach. You stretch, And there's so many benefits of it, and there's a low physical cost of entry. So if you run a marathon, you've got to train and work, or if you do a mutter or whatever, some of these things require tons and tons of pre-training before you actually get into the training or the sport or whatever it is. With yoga, you can walk into a beginning yoga class and just participate. There's a very low cost of physical entry, and financially, it's really affordable. Most yoga studios, there's a yoga studio by my house that just asks for donations. And a lot of them offer free classes. Most of them offer entry level, like introductory classes for people who are just starting out. That's how I tried it. And I think it was something like 6 classes for like $120 or something like that, and it changed everything for me, because at the time, this was before I had my neck surgery, and I was in chronic pain all the time. I had sporadic use of my left arm, and so I just started taking yoga classes because I enjoyed going to massages, and I knew the stretching and stuff like that would help me. And wow, I learned some foundational poses in the entry-level yoga class that I still do today. So when I have my other illness where I had severe cramping and just all kinds of horribleness, there were a couple of yoga poses that I would do to stretch and alleviate that pain. So, but it can be intimidating. I've gone to, a yoga class for beginners, and the person sitting next to me was like bending it like Gumby, like she had a leg behind her neck and all this kind of stuff. That's not my thing. It's a little bit intimidating. But if you shop around, you could find a really good, affordable way to try yoga. Gyms now, if you belong to a gym or have a gym membership, you could take a yoga class there just to try it out. With my neck issues and stuff like that, my favorite yoga class near me is something called Gentle Yoga, and they do modified versions of all of the poses for people with kind of physical ailments and stuff. So everybody but me is in that class is probably over the age of 65, but it doesn't really matter because we're all there investing in the self-care of our bodies together. But let's say yoga's not your thing. The point of today is physical fitness and activity. So yoga is just one thing that I like to do. The other thing I like to do about it is that it reminds me to hydrate. Water, water, water. The things that they tell you to bring to yoga class are like stretchy clothes where you can be bendy and stuff, a mat, and water. And water, as we all know, our bodies are made predominantly of water, so we have to drink more water, all of us. And now you're saying, Liz, water, not feeling it. I need some flavor in whatever I'm drinking. Okay, fine. Cut up some lemon in it. Put some lemon in it. Cut up some lime in it. Heck, do like they do, Rocket Spa style. Cut up some cucumber or an apple slice, or, just infuse it with your favorite fruit and, drink that water throughout the course of the day. On my Fitbit that I wear, I have it set so that it buzzes every, I think it's hour and 15 minutes. So while I'm at the job, it reminds me to, one, drink some more water in case I haven't been drinking all day. And it makes me get up, and it reminds me to get my steps in, which is another great way to exercise. It's just walking. Walking is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself in terms of physical fitness at any age. And so I walk around the floor at my office at least once or twice every couple of hours during the day. I started doing that primarily after my neck surgery. The doctor told me I needed to walk and exercise more, and sitting down at a computer like I do all day isn't necessarily the best thing for me, and to get up and walk around. So I programmed my Fitbit to remind me to do it. But the benefits of walking are amazing. I mean, that's all the physical activity I do. And in the last, I'll say 2 years, I lost over 18 pounds and kept them off just by drinking more water and walking more. So again, I don't teach anything that I haven't practiced myself. So I'm going to give those two to you. So try some yoga. Just try it. Trust me. I know. Try it. Take a beginner class. Just take a class. It's not going to kill you financially, and if you like it, you might just find, it kind of transforms your life in a lot of different ways. And drink more water. If you have to flavor it with some fresh fruit. Okay, so those are 2 things you could do for yourself. But what if you're like, I'm not really feeling the whole yoga thing? Okay, fine. You can swim. High aerobic, low impact benefits. If your gym has a swimming pool, the reason why I picked the gym that I go to is because it has a pool, and they have water aerobics classes and all this kind of stuff. Swimming is a great thing you could do at any age and at almost every fitness level. And as adults, we all should learn how to swim. So if you don't know how to swim, take adult swim lessons. My friend Adrienne Montgomery in Atlanta, shout out to A, and teaches adult swim classes. And it's a great life skill to have, but swimming is great exercise and it's a lot of fun. So try swimming. Try golf. I know you're saying, Liz, I don't have Tiger Woods level money. I don't belong to the country club like Will Smith and Hillary Banks and the fam and whatever. But you know what? You don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to join some elitist country club to play golf. You can go to your local driving range, and they have most mini golf places have a driving range associated with them. And a lot of times they all have golf pros that they have relationships with that offer group or private lessons. I got into golf a few years ago, taking group lessons. I think it was like $100 for like 6 lessons or something like that, just to learn how to swing and the basics and stuff. Golf is a great relaxing game to play to get some physical activity, and you've got to hydrate while you're out there. So it's a great way to get some physical activity in, low impact, low aerobic, and to get your water in also. Tennis, great game to play. You can actually find facilities and places to play it all year round, and play racquetball. It's nice cousin. Those games are great to play. You can play them, at any age and learn them at any age. So the point, and if all of that fails, none of that's interested in you, turn up your favorite playlist and just dance around the house. Okay, dance, get your sweat on, and that expression, dance while nobody's watching. When me and my original oldest daughter Maya, we used to have these dance battles in the kitchen while we were cooking or cleaning and stuff like that. But dancing, it's the beautiful thing. The thing I love about dancing is that it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just about getting up and moving, and you have fun. And there's music involved, and music is an amazing way to feed your soul too. And dancing is so much fun, you don't even realize how much exercising you're getting when you dance. So you can practice yoga, you could go to the gym. I have a trainer that I use, and it's not because I'm trying to get, all pumped up like Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever. It's because it's an accountability thing. It forces me to keep the appointment, and that's 30 minutes a week that I bust my tail to make sure that I get to and keep that appointment, so that I'm making that investment in my physical health. So try going to the gym, 30 minutes. That's all you need to do. Do it once a week to start. Add a day, but again, these are like simple little adjustments. Nobody's saying, you don't have to go to the gym 6 hours a day, 5 days a week or whatever. Start with one day. Find a class at the gym that you like, and make that your time. Okay, make that an appointment that you keep for yourself to do something to take care of your physical fitness. Go to the gym, golf, swimming, tennis, dancing, and my all-time favorite, like I said before, is just walking. In my sorority, I belong to a community service sorority called Alpha Kappa Alpha. Shout out to all my sorority sisters who keep tuning in. I love you guys. And our international president has this walking with her program that's done over social media. She gave us all Fitbits, and it's to get us up and walking and taking better care of ourselves so we can go back in turn and serve our communities even better. And it's a phenomenal program, and I love it because it gives you that group accountability. Now, you might not belong to an organization like mine that has, tens of thousands of members all around the world walking together every day. but you don't need it. Just get up and walk. So the next time, you go to the mall, don't park right next to the store. Park a little bit further out in the parking lot. At work, if you can. Nobody's saying if you work up on the 75th floor to take the steps, but if you work on the second or third floor, think about taking the steps once in a while instead of taking the elevator. When my brother used to work at a hospital, he used to say all the doctors took the stairs and everybody else took the elevator. Why is that, right? So walking is one of those things that you can do. And I know Christmas just passed, but Mother's Day, Father's Day, or just you day, right? Spend a couple $100, and invest in a Fitbit and just wear it, and then tell your friends you got it, and say, hey, you know what? Let's walk together today. You don't have to physically actually be together, but make an appointment to check in with them twice a day. How many steps you got today? How many steps you got today? And then find other ways. I walk from Port Authority Bus Terminal in New York City to where my job is located over in Rockefeller Plaza. So I get my steps in, and I use different ways that I walk through the city every day in New York to get to and from, and I get my steps in. And it's a great way to do something for yourself. It gives you some time to think about things and clear your mind. It's great exercise, and you owe it to yourself, and it doesn't cost anything to do it. So get your steps in, get your steps in, get your steps in. The other thing, just jumping really quickly back to yoga, that I really like about it is that it teaches you to breathe, it teaches you to balance, and it teaches you to stretch. So before I sign off, let me just really quickly share with you guys the 2 poses that I mentioned earlier that really became foundational for me. Let's see if I can pull this up. Okay, there it goes. The first is called Child's Pose, which looks like this. You start on all 4, and then you lean back so that your butt is over your heels, and you stretch. And I like to do it this way with my arms out in front of me and lean back over my feet, and you get this amazing stretch in your lower back. Ladies, when it's that time of the month and you're cramping and stuff, trust and believe, I had the worst cramps in the history of all cramps, debilitating, and this pose saved me on many of an occasion. It helped me to get myself together. But if you experience back tightness or back pain or whatever, this is a great pose to learn how to do, but that's what it looks like. The other one that I do all the time is tree pose. Now, tree pose looks like this when you're like a super yogi person, but I don't do it that way. I'm not that good. I don't have skills like that. But I do it more like this, where your foot is just above your ankle. And believe it or not, I actually do this sometimes when I'm waiting online in the grocery store or whatever. I just pick up one, I center myself, I find something to focus on to pass the time while I'm waiting, and then I put my one of my feet on my ankle, and I stand there and balance. This strengthens my core. It makes me control my breathing, which slows me down from a stress perspective, and it makes me focus and balance. And it's just a great little exercise to do. If you struggle with balance, you can even do a modified version of it with a chair, but don't lean on the chair and everything. And that's the beauty of yoga as a method of exercising, is that you really don't, there's more than one way to do a particular pose. And, it's a great way to, like I said, I take this gentle yoga class every now and then, and they do like 4 different modified versions of the same pose depending upon what your physical abilities are. And that's the beauty of yoga, is that it's accessible to anybody and everybody. So anyway, with that, today was all about physical activity. And the physical activity that I'm talking about, you can do any kind of exercise, and that's fantastic. But for me, my days, my marathon days, I don't know if I ever had them, but my days of running, 3 miles and stuff like that, that maybe that's behind me, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I realize, the gym and all of that kind of stuff isn't for everybody, but there are other ways to get up, get moving, and invest in yourself and take care of your body by by getting up and moving. And the other thing, another commercial for yoga, there's different types of yoga too that you can do. I have friends that take hot yoga classes, which are great for cleansing because you sweat, and it's great for weight loss, and there's all different styles and stuff like that. So that's why today's gift that my true self gave to me was 4 yoga classes representing things that we can do to get and stay physically fit. Okay, so if you have other ideas of things that you like to do to get moving and stuff like that, drop them into the comments so that we could share them with other people. If you like this series, which I hope you do, share it with other people. Tell them to come over to my YouTube channel or my Facebook page and follow along every day. We're only on to day 4, and I would be remiss if I did not close with the song. So I'm going to close with the song. And again, you hadn't missed it if you dialed in late or just catching the replay. So here's the song, inspired by the 12 days of Christmas, the 12 days of self-care, day 4. Me. Okay, is this thing on? Anyway, okay, here we go. So on the 4th day of self-care, my true self gave to me 4 yoga classes, 3 Kindle downloads, 2 scented candles, and a blanket with a cup of green tea. All right, guys, that's it for today. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and tune in tomorrow. Well, I will be back to see what my true self gave to me on the 5th day of self-care. Bye now.